Xavier Architects Unite. Okay, we're going to jump into building some simple structures. I've taken the liberty to create a number of little cubes based on points, essentially. We're going to build the cubes in a variety of different ways. So the first thing that we could do is basically build our cube the old-fashioned way, right, with the box tool. And that's probably the simplest way to do it. So I'm just going from one point to the next, clicking, and then click, and then boom, brings it up, and pop, and there's my nice little cube. And I'm on ghosted right now, so we can kind of see through the cube. If you're wondering what my perspective setting is on. Okay, so that's one way we can do it, certainly. Another way we can do it is to start with the points and then go to our curves. This is a simple polyline that I'm drawing in here from point to point. And when I'm finished with the polyline, you can see it's, just pretty simple there. And what we could do is we can select that and use the Extrude curve command. So Extrude, and then it comes up as the top option, and you can see that it immediately wants to get into action, and we can just mouse over one of those points, and that's another reason why I like starting with the points, because it then creates an anchor point for us to just mouse over, and it knows to stop at that point. And so we can click that. Now the problem with that is we do not have a bottom to this, and we don't have a top. It's kind of topless, so to speak. So what could I do to cover that in? Well, I could certainly grab this poly surface and click here, and click here, and click here, and bada boom, just like that. And then I can hit the space bar. Since that's the last tool I used, it will just let me use it again, and bang, I've got my cube all set. So that's extruding a curve and then using poly surfaces to cap it. Now, what if I did not have? Let me just get rid of that top one, and then I'm going to go to my top view here and also go to ghosted. And I'm going to take the floor off of that one. So I'm going to get back to where we were before we drew in the poly surfaces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call the cap command. So I'm going to say cap. And it says select the surfaces or poly surfaces to cap. And I'm going to click on my cube, press enter when done, and boom, that puts a bottom and a top on my cube. Okay, so that's kind of nice. And you'll notice these little guidelines that show up when we use the extrude curve or the poly surfaces versus the solid, where I don't get those little guidelines. And maybe you like the guidelines, maybe you don't. But I kind of sometimes do like them. And you can also get rid of those too a number of different ways. All right, what if we started with a poly surface like this? Like a 3-point surface, bang. And that's how we started. Now, rather than extruding the curve, why don't we extrude the surface? So I'm going to select that and go up here and type in extrude. And you can see extrude surface is one of the options here. Bang. And look at that. So just like what we did with the curve, we can lock that in on the points, and we've got a nice cube there. Okay, well, we're just cruising right along here. I'm actually going to take and copy that one. So I'm just going to Alt drag that into place here. And it's not really snapping to my points there. So, oh man, I want that surface to snap in here, and it's not really doing what I want it to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to use a tool that we haven't played with yet, but it's called the move command. So I'm just going to type in move, and it's saying point to move from, and it's going to be that corner, and point to move to, and I'm going to go to the corner where I want to park it. And look at that, it locks it right into place. So precision movement, right? That's really kind of nice to get that. All right, so I'm going to once again extrude this surface. Extrude surface, and we'll knock it up to here. And I'm going to show you a cool feature in Rhino where we can twist this. So in order to do that, I'm going to create a line in through the center of that cube. Okay, so I want to kind of line myself up in such a way that, well, you know what, I might just use this perspective. This is going to be probably easier to do. Maybe I'll use this one. Okay, I'm on the last cube here. So I'm going to grab a polyline, and you'll notice that I have this center check marked. So Rhino does this really cool thing where at the center of a line segment or a poly surface, it creates like a little spot where you can start drawing from. Now I'm not sure if that's the center of the object. Let me actually go over here to the 3D perspective version, and you'll notice that it starts, see that? It gives you that little guideline. So I want to click on that little spot, and then I'm going to try to get that similar guideline up top here so I can go into the center of the box. And sometimes this can be tricky. It doesn't want you to do it. Let's go up this way. Maybe that'll let me do it. No. Let's go up this way. No. Like that. Oh. From the front. Let's see. This is from the right. It's not cooperating. I think it's on the floor right now somewhere. Yeah, see, it's not going vertical on me. It's not letting me go vertical. Let me try to start here and then see if that will help. Boom. Okay, that's it. So now I just clicked and clicked again. So I have this center sort of point going through the middle of my cube. And I'm going to hit return. So kind of lock that in. Okay. You say, Chifulio, what are you doing? Why is this happening? Well, I'll show you. There's a payoff here. I'm going to use a command. First, I'm going to click on my cube, and then I'm going to use a command called twist. Boom. And it's asking me start of the twist axis. So I'm going to go to that line we drew, click on that, and go up to the top and click on that. So there's my full axis. And then, I don't know, I'm just going to come out to the side here and then click and start to drag. And you'll notice that it starts to twist the whole structure, which is kind of cool. You can make some neat. And when I hit enter again, you know, I get this real kind of twisty cube. So that's kind of a cool feature, the twist feature. Sometimes it's hard to get that center axis through the middle of the cube. It's tough to do that part of it. But if you do, if you're persistent and you finally get it to lock in, then you get that cool payoff. All right, you know what? There's one other thing I was going to show you, the sweep command. Let me show you that. It's really not that sexy with a cube, but I'll go ahead. We'll do it anyway. All right, so I'm going to start with a polyline. And we got that. And then I'm going to create a second one here to here. And enter. And I'm going to select this bit. Well, actually, let's start without selecting anything and just see what it asks us for. Sweep 1. And it's saying select the rail that you want to move along. This is the rail. And select the cross-section curves, and that would be the initial polyline. And select cross-section curves. Oh, we did that, okay. And then enter. Okay, and it's pointed in that direction. That's fine. We can just let that be and hit enter, and bang, it automatically turns that into a little sweep. And that's more fun if you use like freeform lines and stuff. Maybe we'll do that in a later lesson, or I'll show you guys in class how to do that. But again, this is uncapped, so I can just type in cap, enter, and it caps it on the top and the bottom, and we are done. Fun with cubes. We've got the solid cube, we've got the extrude curves with the cap, we've got the extrude surface, which we don't need to cap, and then we had the twist effect on the cube, where we created that center axis and twisted the object. That's cool if we build like a really tall tower. All right, man. Have fun with them. Build your own cubes, and have fun. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching.